Hello everyone, I'm Alana, and welcome back to our channel. And today, we're zooming in on the best states to raise a family in 2024. According to WalletHub, the perfect state for families is one that provides excellent safety, solid employment opportunities, top-notch education, and entertainment at a price that is reasonable even in periods of high inflation. Remember, home is where the heart is, but a great location doesn't hurt either. Let's start with the state coming at number 10, Vermont. It's one of the safest places to live. As a fun fact, Vermont is the second safest state in the country. Offering a clean, green living experience that's increasingly rare, it's a safe place to raise kids. It has the lowest baby mortality rate in the country. The beautiful scenery and low cost of living, the typical home price is about $308,000, make it a great place for families. Vermont has a good reputation for education, and its people are the fourth most learned in the country. And it's not likely to be hit by a natural tragedy, and according to U.S. News, it has the second lowest serious crime rate of any state. Vermont epitomizes the simple joys of life with its quaint villages, outdoor activities for all seasons, and a community spirit that welcomes warmth and hospitality. And best place to live in Vermont is South Burlington is right next to Burlington. Obvious who? It's a small city with all the benefits of a big city. It's in South Burlington. The city is also home to Burlington International Airport and the biggest shopping mall in Vermont, University Mall. Vermont received a score of 59.27. Next, moving to the ocean state, according to WalletHub's research, Rhode Island came in ninth place overall. As the smallest state in the Union, it has some of the most beautiful scenery in the country, with a coastal charm that's hard to resist for families drawn to the sea. Rhode Island's emphasis on education is evident in its investment in schools and community programs, aiming to provide every child with the opportunity to succeed. Great place to eat and drink, but the restaurants and beer in the state are real. If you have good insurance, healthcare is good. There are many nearby hospitals that offer great care, and it's easy to get to Boston if you need something very specific. It's easy to get to and do outdoor things like climbing, biking, water sports, the beach, the mountains, and skiing, though only on the East Coast. Its beaches, sailing waters, and maritime heritage offer families a unique lifestyle that's intertwined with the rhythm of the ocean. The state's compact size means that everything is within easy reach, allowing families to enjoy a variety of experiences without long commutes, making it an ideal place for those seeking a vibrant coastal community for raising their children. Rhode Island received a score of 56.95. Often flying under the radar, South Dakota is a hidden gem in the heart of America. It's the 8th best place in the U.S. to raise a family, by the most recent study from WalletHub. South Dakota's cost of living is attractively low at 7% lower than the national average. Housing is 12% lower than the national average, while utilities are 13% lower, allowing families to stretch their budgets further while enjoying a quality of life that's rich in experiences and connections. Good things about living in South Dakota: there is no state income tax, beautiful wild scenery, residents who are friendly and open, opportunities for outdoor fun. Bad thing is winters that are harsh and cold, and not many job possibilities. It's a state where the spirit of the Great Plains meets the rugged beauty of the Black Hills. Families in South Dakota enjoy a life that's closely connected to the environment, with ample opportunities for exploration and adventure in places like Badlands National Park and Custer State Park. South Dakota received a score of 55.45. At number 7 on the list is New Hampshire, the Granite State. It's great places for families who want to get away from the city but don't want their kids to experience city life. New Hampshire is a lot like Vermont in that it has great hikes, sports, and shopping without having to pay sales tax. The crime rate is the lowest, and the business is ranked 4th. Schools are ranked 18th, and healthcare is ranked 14th. Regarding education, the Granite State is highly ranked as well, with a nationally renowned community college system and a reputation as one of the most educated states in the Union, with the White Mountains serving as a backdrop to an array of outdoor activities like hiking, skiing, and autumn leaf peeping, or doing anything else you want to do outside with your kids is easy to do in New Hampshire. New Hampshire received a score of 58.17. Next is Maine, with its rugged coastlines and dense forests, offers a different kind of family life, one deeply connected to the natural world. I would argue that Maine is an excellent state to raise a family. Maine has the oldest population in the nation. This is an excellent place to start if you have an entrepreneurial streak. Most of the time, you don't need to lock your doors, it's that safe. In most locations, peak traffic is not a problem. If you've lived in other cities, you'll giggle at their tale of rush hour miseries, even in Portland. Here, summer is great. It can get extremely hot and humid almost anywhere in the States, but here people manage to survive both indoors and outdoors without the use of artificial cooling systems. Yes, winter exists here, and it can be rather chilly, snowy, and prolonged. However, it's not quite as horrible as many people think. My friends and family in Massachusetts and other mid-Atlantic states frequently tell me that the winter storm they're experiencing must be far worse than what Maine is experiencing. Housing isn't too pricey, and if you want access to more metropolitan amenities, you may opt to live near to somewhere like Portland. People watch out for one another. At 1.1 violent crimes per 1,000 residents, Maine has the lowest violent crime rate in the U.S. While it's true that Mainers can be reticent to greet outsiders, this is largely because they want to know if you're the type of person who comes to Maine for its unique qualities or want to alter them. Maine received a score of 55.01. When you think of New York, the bustling streets of NYC might spring to mind. But there's more to this state than its iconic metropolis. NY State is a fusion of diverse communities, from the tranquil landscapes of the Adirondacks to the innovative vibes of Rochester's tech scene. In terms of educational attainment and quality, New York comes in 5th and 6th, respectively. It's one of the greatest states for families, with lots of job options and a diverse population. The average cost of childcare is somewhat cheaper, even though the typical home price is $405,105 and the median rent is more than $3,000. Education is as varied and vibrant as its residents, offering everything from top-tier public schools to unique cultural learning experiences that can't be found anywhere else. Healthcare is among the best in the nation, with access to leading hospitals and specialists. Yes, the cost of living can be high, especially in NYC, but venture beyond, and you'll find communities where families can thrive amidst the state's vast resources and opportunities. New York received a score of 61.11. Nebraska often flies under the radar, but for families seeking a mix of urban amenities and rural charm, it's a hidden treasure waiting to be discovered. In many aspects, Nebraska and Iowa are very similar. All that is different, is how they spell it. They are actually ranked 17th when it comes to family fun, placed 14th in terms of cost of living, which is continuously lower than the national average and provides a more economical lifestyle. Nebraska has an affordable housing market, with a median sale price of $283,100, far less than the $412,020 national average. In terms of education, they rank 12th in the country. Okay, not to be overlooked is its BBQ culture. The state is ranked 25th in crime, 7th in schools, 21st in healthcare, and 10th in the economy. Plus, with cities like Omaha and Lincoln providing cultural hotspots, your family will never run out of weekend adventures. Picture endless skies and fields that stretch into the horizon, offering a serene backdrop for childhood adventures. Nebraska received a score of 57.95. Next is Minnesota, the land of 10,000 lakes and countless memories waiting to be made. Yes, I realize that many of you are probably astonished, and those of you who are undoubtedly shocked are probably not from Minnesota. According to U.S. News, it is the 9th greatest state for public health and has the lowest crime rates in the Midwest. The typical house price is $307,644. Minnesota is the second most educated state behind Massachusetts because to its strong educational system. It's quite similar to Wisconsin in that they both have decent personalities and live close to one another. If you're not from the U.S., let me tell you something right away. Minnesota is not the place for you if you don't like the bitter cold in the winter. However, Minnesota is fantastic in every other way. They are ranked 4th for family-friendly activities. There are lakes, streams, creeks, woodland areas, and a variety of other activities from kayaking in summer to ice fishing in winter. The Twin Cities detract from the state's allure. Still, it's a desirable alternative because of its hundreds of lakes and small-town safety. The state leads in opportunities and infrastructure 11th in the economy and 20th in schools. Even though they've had a lot of negative publicity in recent years due to riots, protests, and other incidents, the majority of this state is still a wonderful location to live. Minnesota received a score of 62.07. Next, we venture into the heartland to North Dakota, a state that might surprise you with its charm and family-friendly atmosphere. WalletHub listed North Dakota as the second best state for raising a family. According to Forbes, North Dakota has one of the best job markets and the lowest unemployment rates in the nation. With a rate of 1.9%, utilities are 1% lower and housing is 16% below the national average. Here, wide open spaces become your backyard, where kids can roam free, and the community feels like one big family. The cost of living. It's like stepping back in time, where a dollar stretches further. The state has a 5% cheaper cost of living than the U.S. as a whole making. Here, neighbors become friends, and friends become family. And safety is the name of the game, with some of the lowest crime rates in the country. If families can withstand the cold, North Dakota is a cheap choice for those seeking wide-open landscapes and outdoor experiences. You can also enjoy all 4 seasons and a favorable tax status. Drawbacks are absence of stores and shopping, summertime mosquitoes, limited food alternatives, and one-sided politics. If you dream of raising your family with a blend of modern amenities and traditional values, North Dakota is calling your name. North Dakota received a score of 59.60. And top of the class is Massachusetts. It was rated 3rd in the past, is now at 1st. According to CBS, the state stands out as the most educated state in the nation to raise a family. It has top-notch educational institutions, which include Harvard and MIT. It's well known for its quaint little villages like Cape Cod, and its energetic metropolis is also well-versed in healthcare, education, and sports history, thanks to teams like the Boston Red Sox, Patriots, and Bruins. The state's reputation as one of the best places to raise a family is further cemented by its high ranking in the healthcare sector. Living in Massachusetts may be expensive, with a typical property price of around $560,000 and an average rent of about $1,400 per month. The high-paying jobs here help to keep the cost of living more reasonable. even though housing is more expensive than in other states. The state has diverse seasons and beautiful autumn foliage in addition to great seafood selections, though some say Rhode Island may have an advantage in the latter. But remember, all these perks come with a price tag, reflecting in the housing market. Yet, for those who prioritize education and healthcare, Massachusetts is unbeatable. Massachusetts received a score of 66.14. And there you have it, the 10 best states to raise a family in the U.S. for 2024. What do you think of our list? Did your state make the cut, or do you have a hidden gem we should know about? Drop us a comment below. We'd love to hear your thoughts and experiences. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more content like this. Here's to finding your family's happy place.